will protect all of you.
You are ordered to return home.
I am already home, and I am a wild robot.
All the way from South Africa, my name is JP Lupita Nyong'o. It's an honor.
Hi. Good to meet you.
Man, this movie, I cried twice.
Yeah. Thank you.
You owe me. And I don't think I'll look at raccoons the same way ever again. It was hilarious. Congratulations.
So I want to know, how did you build or how did you discover Roz? Did you have some sort of models kicking around in your head like Wall-E, E.T., the Iron Giant? What was your approach?
No, I didn't really look at any of those other robots. I think for me, what my entry point for Roz is that as much as she's this sophisticated robot, she's also a blank slate because she's a fish out of water. She's an alien on this island. She doesn't even know she's lost. But without having humans to tell her what to do, she really has to adapt to the world of the wild. And she does so with like the innocence of a child. And for me, that reminded me of just like the fact, what I remember thinking is like, wow, this story really does tell the story of the fact that parents are learning how to be parents for the first time. And they're just trying to figure it out. And so that's what Roz goes through. So that kind of like the innocence of a child was something that I definitely was thinking about. And she's very literal as a robot. You know, she doesn't have emotions. So for me, it was the conundrum of, okay, how can I play this character that evolves so much without falling into the trap of emotional expression, which is what I do as an actor. So it was important to find ways to develop that evolution through mimicry and the adaptation she goes through from interacting with these animals. So really, she's a product of the environment she finds herself in.
Wow. That's really well thought through. Thank you. So the thing that I really appreciated, because we all love these movies about awakening, you know, someone self-discovery, the consciousness, whether it's a robot, whether it's a person, doesn't make a difference. But it seemed like a deliberate choice of you guys that she doesn't have this, you know, self-discovery moment, the instant, you know, the hills are alive type thing. It's still a grind for her to, after finding herself, stay in herself. You use the word evolution. How would you describe her evolution?
Well, the one thing that Roz has going for her is that she is programmed to be helpful. When she finds herself on this island, she has to go beyond her programming in order to be helpful to these people, to these animals. But in adapting, she never loses her essence, which is to be of help and to be kind. And I love what that says about, at least says to us as human beings, that when we find ourselves in environments that are different from our own, it is just as important to absorb what is around us as it is to stay true to ourselves.
And so a message that because this movie is dense with message, with lessons, with themes. And I want to know which was one of your favorites. For me, for example, I'd say that it's the idea that you discover who you are as a person because we are people by community.
Ubuntu.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to be cheesy and be like, I'm South African.
I know, because you're South African. I get to say it because I'm not South African. Ubuntu is very, very much a part of this story. I am because you are. And I think for me, I thank you for that because, yeah, I don't think I would have arrived at Ubuntu if it weren't for you and that word. It's so important. It's the untranslatable thing. For me, it was the idea that kindness can be a survival tactic. Because when you think about, I think oftentimes when people are kind, the world takes advantage of them and it's easy to feel like your kindness is a weakness.
Yes.
But at the same time, I definitely know the power of kindness in my own life. People who've been kind to me and times that I've been able to be kind to people who really didn't deserve it. And I could have been mean, but in the moment it can feel like a compromise, but in the end, kindness prevails.
That's great that it's not the idea of commodification of kindness. Oh, tit for tat. You're kind irrespective. Roz is resiliently kind.
Yes, exactly.
I'm being unkind, however, eating up your time. So I'm going to say goodbye from JP all the way in South Africa, where we practice Ubuntu. Hopefully you all do too.
Yes.
Great movie. Excellent work. Thank you, Lupita Nyong'o.
Thank you.
Sometimes, to survive, we must become more than we were programmed to be.